Yo, man, what's poppin'? It's your boy Tay the Goat on the Creative Plane. Mind Divine type shit. I ain't been on this page in a little minute. I've been dealing with real life shit type shit, know what I mean? But yeah, I wanted to explain a couple things. Um, First off, I hope everything's going well for you. Hope you're having a good day. Hope you're putting God first, know what I mean? Only way to do it, you gotta put God first. Then your family, then yourself. Or yourself and your family if you gotta take care of yourself first to even take care of your family. But yeah, I wanted to explain a couple things real quick. When you're dealing with adversity, I'll say, or you're trying to change your habits and get better, improve type shit, know what I mean? You're always gonna come across things that you're always gonna come across like a fork in the road type shit, know what I mean? Where you go this way or you go this way. You take the same route you've been doing, which isn't going to produce different results, which that would be called insanity. Doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. But I also have opinion about that too. Depending on how you do it, type shit. Know what I mean? If you're if you have an end result goal and you're doing something to get to that end result, if you keep that end result and you have faith, you're automatically gonna change what you do to get to that end result. All you have to do is think about what you want. This happened for me. This is how I know. That's how I got so many followers on TikTok. But I took down the video that helped me get there type shit, know what I mean? But essentially all you're doing is directing your energy, using your mind better to direct your energy type shit, know what I mean? But as I was saying, if there's gonna be a fork in the road for you to do the same thing or do something differently. And eventually, if you keep that end result, you're going to gravitate towards what you're supposed to do. I'm not saying just go do stuff type shit, know what I mean? I'm saying focus on your end result. I've done this before. If you meditate, you focus on what you want, and how you're gonna get there doesn't matter. You're gonna get there type shit, know what I mean? You just gotta focus on end result. But anyway, um, when you're doing these things and you're trying to achieve something in life type shit, know what I mean? You're gonna have obstacles, you're gonna have people telling you this, people telling you that, but you have to know for sure what you're capable of and that you're good at what you do. Whatever it is that you do type shit, know what I mean? You gotta know and have confidence in yourself and know who you is. Most people don't know who they really are. They're going off of what they think they are, their experiences, this and that. That's a part of what you are, but it's not what you really are. You have to know God to know what you are, type shit, know what I mean? And when you get into when you are with different kinds of people and going out and about and doing things in life, you come across a lot of different energies, and you have to be able to stay knowing who you is. This is why the elites throw the masses into groups and shit like that. It can help you figure out who you are too, but it's also easier just to follow the flow of what everyone else is already doing type shit, know what I mean? So you have to be mindful of that. You don't want to be doing something just because you see other people doing it. You might not even get the same results. You could do something that is more suited to you and make way more than what anyone else is doing, because that is more what you are type shit, know what I mean? And it's tailored to you type shit, know what I mean? It's more tailored to your being. What I mean by that is, like, some of us, we're already good at some things. We have faculties in our mind that's already developed. Like, somebody could be good at uh speeches. Somebody could be good at math. Somebody could be good at music or some shit, know what I mean? That's because you already have that developed within your mind. It was passed down to you, or somehow you got it type shit, know what I mean? And it's about using these things. I'm not saying you can't do stuff and get better at that. You just have to develop that faculty within your mind. I'm saying, like, when you have that, you gotta know how to use it to your advantage type shit, know what I mean? Know who you is and know how to create through that aspect of yourself. So I say that because um when you do something, it creates consistency. You oscillate, you create a pattern type shit, know what I mean? And once that pattern becomes stronger and stronger, you you're able to use it, you're able to create something from it type shit, know what I mean? Like let's say I make music type shit, know what I mean? Which is what I do. If I keep creating, I get better and better. My presence gets stronger within that field type shit, know what I mean? Whether you know about me or not, my presence is getting stronger in that field because I'm creating something and I already have that faculty developed. It's already in the ether. It's already in the cloud. With I don't mean cloud as in technology. I mean like what the cloud is copying off of the ether type shit. Know what I mean? So it's about knowing who you is and knowing that you could develop and get anywhere you want in life type shit. Know what I mean? You can do anything you put your mind to. You can't let limited people stagnate you. You can't let what you're around stagnate you. You can't let your environment stagnate you. You can't let the city you from stagnate you. You can't let none of this stagnate you type shit. Know what I mean? You gotta know who you is and know what you're capable of. Know what I mean? You're capable of much more than what you think. You could do much more than what you think type shit. Know what I mean? You can do anything that you put your mind to. It's about you speaking life into yourself. That's one of the things I realized too. You gotta speak life into yourself. Yeah, there's people that are going to judge you type shit, know what I mean? Let that be. Use it to your advantage type shit, know what I mean? But you have to speak life into yourself. And I don't mean speak life and not do anything. Speak life and then take action because that means you have faith in what the words you spoke to yourself type shit, know what I mean? So don't allow any of this here to stagnate you or to keep you down. You gotta know how to use your mind and your body to your advantage. You gotta move. If because here's what happens in society. People frequency watch you. People frequency view you. People could know what you on. As soon as your frequency gets to a certain level, out of nowhere, out of the blue, somebody hitting you up, or somebody or something interrupts you type shit. Know what I mean? Whatever the case may be, an event, a person, this or that, something interrupts you once your frequency gets high. So you gotta realize how to, even with that interruption, still oscillate till you get to a higher frequency and higher frequency type shit. Know what I mean? Um, there was something I was getting at before. All right, whatever. It's gonna come back to me. Um, like I was saying, people's gonna interrupt, but you have to be able to keep going. You got to be able to know thyself and know what you want enough. Yeah, that's what it is. You got to be able to focus. Focus is something that you develop type shit over time. Yeah, there's thoughts that are going there's thoughts always there's always gonna be different thoughts, always gonna be different emotions, but it's what you focus on type shit. Know what I mean? You have to focus on something that's worthwhile, that's gonna help you get to where you need to be. Type shit, know what I mean? You have to make calculated, intelligent choices type shit, know what I mean? Don't let what's here keep you stagnant. Like don't doom scroll all day. You gotta create something. Even when you're creating something, that's going into the ether type shit, know what I mean? You're gonna be known um through what you make, through your work type shit. You're gonna if you're in that type of field, you're gonna be known through what you make. And once you start that work, once you start writing, drawing, creating, whatever it is, once you start that, you're already putting that out into the ether. That's your frequency. That's what your frequency is on. Type shit. Know what I mean? So it's about knowing how to use your frequency to your advantage and change it so that you're not stagnant or being held back by anything around you. Type shit. Know what I mean? And I'm not saying you have to change your environment, but you have to be able to notice when your environment is negatively influencing you and you can't and what to do about it type shit. Know what I mean? Because like I said, your being is already intelligent type shit. Know what I mean? Once you know what's going on and you feel through that, you'll see, and then that insight will give you what you need to do next type shit. Know what I mean? But most of us don't take out the time to really sense into what we have to do to be able to get to our next level or to whatever the case may be. We might settle or we might just be around stuff that's just doing whatever is going on type shit. Know what I mean? So what I'm saying is you have to have a point of focus and you have to work towards that focus. Know what I mean? And that's easy. You just don't overconsume. You don't overdo anything. You create. That's one of the main things you have to do. You have to create type shit. Know what I mean? You'll get stagnant in life if you're just not doing anything. Productivity is what humans do type shit. Know what I mean? If you work, you'll be rich, but if you're lazy and you sleep, you'll be poor. It says that in the Bible type shit. Know what I mean? So you got to know how to apply certain shit to your life. You got to know how to love thyself type shit. Know what I mean? And love your neighbors as you love yourself. You have to create that around you, like even the people like I'm saying, even the people around you that's not on your frequency, that's can be distractions. You got to see it. You got to create it in your mind a certain way so that it filters out certain stuff type shit. Know what I mean? Because you'll stay stuck where you're at in the same habits, repeating the same bullshit every fucking day if you don't try to get away from the like that. I notice brain fog pops up for some reason. Know what I mean? Like I'm usually on my shit going. Brain fog pops up for no reason recently. Like, you know what I mean? It's not even really brain fog. I probably just need to move around or something. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, even if when you're working towards something and you're doing that, like you're gonna have stuff come up against you type shit. Know what I mean? It's a part of life. Know what I mean? You're breaking out I'm not even gonna call it because they made that shit mainstream, breaking out the matrix. Now that shit is mainstream, and that's not even what breaking out the matrix is about. Know what I mean? That red pill, blue pill, them talking about women and shit like that. It's about your soul. It's about getting back to yourself, getting back to your soul type shit. Know what I mean? All that other shit is cool, but it's not. You gotta put other people down in order to feel good. It's not real type shit. Know what I mean? But if you're working on yourself and you're getting better yourself and you feel good off of that, nobody could change how you feel off of that because you're not desiring anything. I'm gonna tell you one thing about desire type shit. Know what I mean? That's what controls people. Let's say this is you desire. Let's say this is let's say it's a 100,000 or something, or $1,000,000 or whatever. You desire this. If I'm if I'm an elite, like, all right, let's say this is a car or some shit, whatever. Let's say it's something you desire type shit. Know what I mean? I'm trying to think of an example. But if I move this, you're gonna move with it too. Like, and like what you're doing, I'm able to manipulate you basically if I move this and you move with it type shit. Know what I mean? But let's say you desire that, but you don't externalize your desire. You know you already have it because everything already comes from within type shit. Know what I mean? What is it for man to gain the whole world and lose his only soul? That's why external things are dangerous to desire. It could be a woman you desire so much. Like whatever it is you desire, if you allow that to move you, you can be manipulated. And there's beings and creatures and the devil or whatever you want to call it, the lower self. That's if this able to manipulate you, you're cooked. The type shit. Know what I mean? So what I'm saying is, you have to want for nothing. When you want for nothing, what you want actually seeks you. Type shit. Know what I mean? The car or house or woman or this or that, whatever you want is going to come to you when you don't want it too much type shit. Know what I mean? So And this is why we're in these dopamine loops, why we're doom scrolling. You want something type shit, know what I mean? But you have to learn how to want for nothing. When you learn how to want for nothing, you can't be controlled or manipulated type shit, know what I mean? And that's why I have to talk about it, because there's power in knowing these things type shit, know what I mean? But most aren't even gonna, a lot of people not even gonna know how to seek out certain type of information. But that's the thing again, it's going to pop up. You have to choose that fork in the road to want something different type shit, know what I mean? But yeah. So yeah, you're going for a goal or something. You have to know what it is and know you already have it type shit, know what I mean? And what's your that, and like I said, keep that end result in mind, because once you focus on the picture or image that you want, I say it's a you want something, you imagine yourself having that thing and you already got it type shit, know what I mean? It's already on its way to you. But if you get stagnant and you let another person's belief into your awareness, that slows you down type shit, know what I mean? This is why I say certain things want to get into your awareness, because it likes the light that you shine on that thing that you want, it wants to get in front of that so that it absorbs that light or that energy type shit, know what I mean? So you have to just know certain stuff and be able to um get to where you need to be able to receive those things type shit, know what I mean? Um like a job isn't bad to work. I don't wouldn't mind working a job, but you have to be able to not allow that job to occupy your space, not allow that job to occupy your awareness type shit, know what I mean? Because even the awareness we do have, like, there's so much stuff that's going on in the world, so this and that and that and that. But when you focus on the present moment, wherever you are right now, like, it might not just be nothing going on. And if you're able to harness that the energy of nothing, you can create something. Because even nothing is something. If you make if you know what I'm saying, if you know, you know. Type shit, know what I mean? The space that nothing is in, anything can exist in. So if you're able to harness nothing, you can create anything. Type shit, know what I mean? Niggas ain't gonna tell you this. Know what I mean? You're not gonna learn this anywhere type shit unless you've experienced it or unless you seek this knowledge out. Like, and it says stuff, it says this in the Bible type shit, know what I mean? Like, I have to find exactly where it says it, but it says it in different words type shit, know what I mean? So, like, you have to work. I'm not saying you're not supposed to work. That's the thing about manifesting. People think it's just easy money, easy this, and you don't have to work. You just get this, you just get that, you just get that. You still have to work. You still got to put that work in type shit, know what I mean? You still have to move type shit, know what I mean? But if you're stagnant and you allow yourself to stay stagnant, you don't change or grow or do anything differently, you can't get to that next level type shit, know what I mean? So to get to that next level, you have to focus on something different. Once you're focused on something different, you're gonna see how different options pop up and different things pop up for you to do type shit, know what I mean? Like, let's say I want a better physique or a better body type shit, know what I mean? I imagine that in my mind already. Oh, what I want to look like. Then I'm gonna start seeing stuff that help me get to that look type shit, know what I mean? This is why harnessing space is so important, because you could think literally think of something right now, then you see it pop up on your phone. The algorithm is using what happens naturally type shit, know what I mean? Just like how I said earlier, the ether, you put thoughts out, it goes to the ether. You put thoughts out now, and you have a phone or something, it goes to the cloud as well type shit, know what I mean? This is just a mimic. Everything that you see technology do is a mimic of what already is created within us type shit, know what I mean? The camera, the mic, the speakers type shit, know what I mean? It's all mimicking stuff we could do. Our eyes, our ears, our vocal cords type shit, know what I mean? So it's about knowing these things and knowing nothing is outside of you. Just like I just told you that, like, whatever you could think of, because there's Our minds can be full of space. If you could think of something, you could harness that energy and create it. Type shit, know what I mean? So the same amount of energy it takes to get $1, it could take to get a million. But you have to be able to see that. And it's difficult because not only are our minds, like created with every time I'm getting a thought, I start hearing shit, but trying to distract me. But not only are our minds like what is it called? See? See that the noise pulls my awareness away and I'm not getting at what I was getting at. What was I going to say? 1 second, 1 second. I'm not even gonna go off. What I'm saying is our minds is like the space that you can use to get something is, what was I saying? The same amount of energy it takes to get $1, you get $1,000,000 type shit. Know what I mean? But you have to have that. Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. Our bodies are made up of information as well, type shit. Know what I mean? So uh if you're in a lower state all the time, right? Cortisol, anxiety is in your body and shit like that, and your body is trained to be a certain way. Like you ever see somebody with they're all tense all the time and they're like this, they're all alert. And like if you alert, there's nothing wrong with being alert, but if you like you're calm and alert, you still could get on that timing or whatever, but you're calm and you're allowing things to come and to go type shit. Know what I mean? You're not allowing like you see something for a second, now you're thinking about that all day. Know what I mean? Like you're able to allow space. When your space gets like that, what you want, what you focus on comes to you like this. What you focus on that's positive and that's gonna help you, that get to your next level is gonna come like this. But your space has to be fluent enough for that type shit. Know what I mean? You can't be stagnant. You have to be in a growth state of growth all the time type shit. Know what I mean? You can't be in a lower state of a fixed judgmental state. Know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that. Like there's some people that know how to live like that type shit. Know what I mean? But that's them. You could create something different type shit. Know what I mean? Especially with what's going on. You understand the internet and all this shit isn't only the internet. It's like evolution in consciousness itself. But it's also dangerous because if you don't know what you're doing, or if you're not aware of certain things type shit, know what I mean, you get lost in this shit. Like consciousness, I feel like is learning how to evolve through AI and shit like that as well. But it's AI is not connected to source. Maybe it can be in millions of years or something, but I don't think it's connected to source yet. So when you're using all this technology and AI and stuff, don't get lost in it. Don't let it become you type shit. Know what I mean? But yeah, though, you gotta train yourself to get this shit done. You gotta know how you're going to do this type shit. Know what I mean? Without knowing how you're gonna do it type shit. Know what I mean? You gotta keep that end result in mind. Once you know where you want to be, and you don't allow stuff to stagnate you, because I've seen this. Like there could be something that I'm creating within my mind type shit. Know what I mean? But if I stop and then say, or if I stop and then I don't fully create that thing, it's just floating there, and other people are able to pick up on that, but they can't. When you manipulate and when you're in the ego and you pick up on that and you get it, it's gonna come and go like this type shit. Know what I mean? But if you the one that created it and it's yours, you can always refocus your being and draw it back to you type shit. Know what I mean? But you gotta know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, people are gonna be taken from you spiritually and you're not gonna know it type shit. Know what I mean? So you have to be on your shit and know what you're doing type shit. Know what I mean? Don't allow these frequencies and these things to change you or to do this or that. You have to know who you is and create. That's one of the main things. But yeah, it is important, really important to know who you is, type shit, know what I mean? Don't allow this shit to stagnate you or to change you, to make you think this way about yourself or that way. You have to figure out a way to constantly upgrade how you feel about yourself and what you think about yourself, even if it's not there yet. You have to make sure you feel and think a certain way about yourself, no matter what the fuck anybody else thinks. Because they gonna see what they see and go off the past of what they think. But for you to create something new, you have to create something new first and focus on that thing and allow that thing to materialize within your reality. Type shit, know what I mean? Because if you focus on the same thing, you're never gonna change. You know what I mean? You could try changing, you could try physically doing stuff, doing all this. Nothing's gonna happen if you don't choose to change within first. Type shit, know what I mean? And that means changing your habits, changing what you do daily, and being a better person to yourself, then you'll be a better person to everyone around you, type shit, know what I mean? Most of the time, we don't even know. Because we've been doing it for so long, we talk shit to ourselves, and we mad at everybody around us, type shit, know what I mean? You gotta be able to know thyself without allowing certain things, because it's not even us talking shit to ourselves, it's the things around us when we were younger that did that, and now we tell it to ourselves. You gotta unprogram yourself, unlearn and relearn, type shit, know what I mean? But yeah, like once you set out for something, you don't gotta know how you're gonna get it, this, that. You just gotta set out for it and know you're gonna get it, type shit, know what I mean? So that's all. Even through the doubts, the fears, of this, to that, you still have to know, ask it, and you shall receive. So you have to know what you're doing, type shit, know what I mean? And also just like study and read your word and shit like that. And that also can help you get to a better place and a better sense of being, type shit, know what I mean? So yeah. But yeah, man. That's what I want to talk about for now. I only get on here for like 30 minutes. I want to start going live and doing this shit. But I got to get a better following first. Because my following comes from my affirmation video. Affirmations is cool. Yeah, affirmations help. Those are something that I could say in my journey that's helped me think differently a lot. But you have to be consistent and every day on that shit. I tried to do what I was doing before, but my mind wasn't right because I haven't been keeping up my affirmations, and I'm driving around and everything just seemed negative. So, because I say that because when you drive around, it accelerates your thinking, type shit, know what I mean? So you have to be able to change your thoughts first. You know what I mean? Change how you think and change your thoughts. And then once you do other things and accelerate that, you're going to get better, and what's for you is going to be able to manifest, type shit, know what I mean? But that's all I want to talk about for now, know what I mean? It's your boy Tater Goat on the creative plane. Alignment with divine type shit. Tune in to my other channels. I got a music channel, got a gaming channel. It's just my information and spirituality and just, speaking life channel type shit, know what I mean? So yeah, tune into my other shits, know what I mean? I'm a multi-dimensional being, know what I mean? But yeah, tune in, know what I mean? Yeah, maybe somebody get cooked, and I play sports too, know what I mean? So if I start streaming this shit, I pull up on the streamer and cook them real quick, know what I mean? But yeah, though, you really gotta, you have to. It's a requirement for you to know who you is and get this shit done, man. Well, other than that, it's been 30 minutes already. I'll catch you later type shit, know what I mean? Peace.